Hi, Flosstube.
I'm Rolanda.
And I'm Kylie.
And this is
Rose Crafty Corner. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We are here.
Sorry for the delay.
Thank you for joining us. Whether you've been here and seen us before or whether you are new, welcome to you all. Unfortunately, Ro was unwell last week, so we had to skip filming. Yep. But we are here today, and we've got basically 3 weeks worth of stuff to show you now. Yep. So it might be a little bit longer than it would have otherwise been, but we will try and keep it, as short and sweet as we can.
I think we said that last time we had a break, and then it was like no longer than what a
normal one anyway. So yeah. Anyway, we are now into June.
We are.
Last time we filmed, it was still May.
Yep.
So when we get to a new month, we always go through our totals of the previous month, of our number of stitches.
Yes.
And I thought I was doing quite well, but of course Rose still beat me.
You did quite well.
I did well for me, yes.
You ran your own race. You did quite well.
Yes, I did. So my total number of stitches for the month of May was 9,465 stitches. So nearly, I got close to 10,000.
You did.
But
you did.
Not quite.
Yeah.
But that's still a pretty good number for me.
Yeah, that is a good number for you.
Yeah.
Mine was 14,375.
Yeah. At least you didn't double me this time.
At least I got like a nicer number, at the end. You know what I mean? You know how we sometimes say, one more stitch.
Yep. If you get to, the 9.
I'm happy with the 75 at the end. That's fine.
Yeah. Yours is 75 at the end, mine's 65 at the end.
Yeah.
We both ended in a 5. Anyway, we will get straight into our new starts.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a couple.
Did you just?
Yes. And one of them was started, finished, and fully finished.
Okay.
So I'll show you that later.
That's a sappho.
A sappho. A sappho, which stands for start and fully finished object.
Yes.
That is a sappho.
Yeah.
All right. But other starts that are not finished yet, I finally made a start on Don't Make Me Poison Your Food.
This one makes me laugh.
I love this one. So I'm stitching on a 14 count black Ada that was just in my stash, and I decided to use my unknown threads on that one. I was going to use the called for colours, but then most of it was only a small amount of stitches, so I'm like, you know what, I can make it up with my unknowns. And I'm thinking of changing things up a little bit.
Oh.
Because the skull that goes up in the top here in the middle of the border is red, and then the border is white.
Okay.
I have some glow in the dark thread, so I'm going to make that skull glow in the dark and do the border in like a blood red.
Yay. That sounds really good.
And we'll see how that goes. But that's where I'm at the moment. So the words are finished. I've just got to do the rest of it now.
Nice. So your skull
in
the glow-in-the-dark thread might end up looking similar to my owl in glow-in-the-dark thread, because I thought when I stitched that...
It looks a bit skeleton-like, doesn't it?
Skeleton-like, yeah.
Yes, it did. So, and there's also a skeleton head down on one of the poison bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And that,
like as a top up?
No, on the label.
Oh, on the label, okay.
And I think I want to do that one in glow in the dark as well. But on the label, it's got like a white background and the skull is in black. So I'll have to reverse that. Yeah, so I thought the two skulls on it could be in glow in the dark, because my plan is to put this one in the kitchen so that when the kids complain about, they don't like dinner, I'll be just pointing to it and go, don't make me poison your food.
Yeah.
And then when all the lights are off at night, then those two skulls will just glow.
If it's charged up enough.
Well, it will, because the light will be on in the kitchen in the evenings, until we go to bed. So, so that one's only a small project. It's 75 by 74 stitches, which when I've put it into markup, if I put it in right, is 1,528 stitches in total. And I have done 454 stitches, which brings it to 29.71% complete. Yeah. Awesome. So the words is the words is one of the bigger parts, and then the border, and then all the rest of it's all just small. So it won't take long to finish that one off. So that was one of my new starts. And the next one I started is the Faith, Hope, Love 2024 mystery cell from Fox and Rabbit. And that's my little start up in the corner there. And so this one is on a Zweigart Belfast linen. And it's kind of like a pale purple. It doesn't actually have a colour name on it. But it's 32 count linen. So I'm just going to take my time with it and see how I go.
Yeah, we'll go for a close-up.
So I started that one on the 1st of June. And it's 340 by 210 stitches. And I am just using some threads that I had in my stash that came out of random kits that I either finished or didn't do anything with. And I'm just doing it as like a lucky dip. So I'm like reaching into the bag of floss. I've got them on, this is the one I'm actually using at the moment. So I've just like floss dropped them on one of the little cardboard things that come in kits, and I just cut it up with all the colours. So now they're all on those. So they're just in the bag. So I'm just going to do a lucky dip and pull it out. And as long as it's a colour that's going to work with what I've used close by or for that motif, like some of them are flowers.
I really like that brown on that coloured fabric.
I know, it looks nice.
It's just gorgeous.
One of my kids actually ended up choosing that one.
Yeah, good on them.
Told me I had to. And I was like, well, actually that could work because that's kind of like a little flower garden.
Yeah.
So I've decided I'm going to do the brown around the border on that particular motif, and then I will pick a green to do like the flower stems, and then I'll pick a couple of colours for the actual flowers.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's quite fun. So that's my mystery part of it, is what thread I'll be using, I guess. Because this one is fully out from last year.
Yes.
So we did download it for free last year at the end of the year.
If you want to get it now and you don't have it, you have to purchase it.
Yes, that's right. But there is one running for this year as well, which is a little bit different. And we've been downloading that one too, but we'll probably start that one next year maybe.
Yeah, well, it's all out.
Once it's all out,
it's easier, like, just to have it all out and just go for gold, you know, and stitch away.
But I already have my thread planned for that one. I just got to figure out fabric and everything to get the right size.
Yeah.
So those are my new starts.
Nice.
And Ro has started
the same one.
The Fox and Rabbit 2024 mystery cell.
So we started on the same day. And our friend Jeanette, Jeanette, she'd already started hers, and we were sort of falling behind, and we were like, we need to pull ours out. So
yeah, I only worked on mine that one day. I haven't worked on it since because I've been doing other things. But
I worked on mine for 2 days.
I need to get back onto mine.
Okay.
Or I'm going to fall way behind you guys.
Here's mine. So I worked 2 days on this one. 1,026 stitches, and I'm at 4.48%. This is on an 18 count white Aida that I had in stash, so I was using my stash. And I'm using this Silks for You floss for this one, so that's why it's all variegated. So let's
changing colour
really close. There we go. So you can see that it just sort of changes itself, and obviously it's one stitch at a time. And
mine is not.
Colour is PR131, and this is the beautifulness of the floss, the Silks for You floss. So it's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's got like pinks and blues, aquas, purples, and then obviously the really bright green. And with this one I was a bit like, because I have a few Silks for You floss at home, and I was like, which one do I do?
Yes, and she was sending us pictures.
Yes, and I had like maybe 4 or 5 favourites for this particular kind of design and fabric. And so I've got the whole hankers here. It's on 2 separate floss straps.
Because they wouldn't all fit on one?
No, it wouldn't all fit on one. Look at that gorgeousness.
Yeah, they do beautiful.
And it's so beautiful and soft. I love working with it. It was really scary to cut it.
I found that the first couple of times too.
Because I was like, I didn't want to stuff it up, you know?
Yeah.
So I, because when they come in a big hank, and the girls tie them, like, to keep them neat and tidy in the hank. So I cut off a couple of those ones that were holding it together. And then I found one at the very end that had been tied onto a tail of the actual floss. So I was like, yay, I found the ends. So then I just ended up
cutting point.
Yep. Yeah, ended up cutting it there. So once I found that, it wasn't as scary. But in the beginning, I was like, I don't want to stuff this up.
Yep.
So, I really love that one, and I've got to get back to it. So now these floss drops I got from Paddock Lane Designs when I ordered things from Lisa, and they're made by our friend Lexi. So she makes them, and Lisa sells it. Gives them away. She gives them away in orders, doesn't she? Yeah.
When you make a purchase, I think, or at retreats. I'm not sure if it's all the time.
They're actually I can't show you the whole thing because it's on here, but they're actually quite a big hole in there, so it does fit a lot of floss in.
And it's stamped with Paddock Lane Designs.
Yeah. It just wouldn't fit a whole hank, so that's what I had to do too.
Yeah. But there's still a fair bit on them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's my gorgeousness.
Excellent. And I forgot to say I was doing mine 2/2 on the 32 count linen.
Oh, okay. Yep. I'm just doing over 1.
Over 1. One stitch at a time.
Yeah, I love it. And I just love how the variegation's coming out. It's just really so pretty.
It is.
And you know how you were saying your mystery is about what colour is going to go where?
Yeah.
My mystery is how the variegation comes out.
And where the colours will sit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You can play around with it a little bit with the variegated threads and sort of make a bit of a plan. I kind of want this colour over here, but it's not always going to work out the way you think it is either.
And just where can I find? I probably can't even find it now because I can't remember. But obviously you've got greenish colour up the top here.
Yeah.
So that's the middle of the strand. But I'm not doing it that way. I'm taking 2 strands out the same way, putting them together, and then stitching it that way. Yes. So I'm always going to end up with green and green at the end.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So then it'll flow on nicely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I hope I explained that well enough. Makes sense up here.
If people have used Silks for You or any type of variegated thread, then they'll probably understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all of our new starts. So now we will move into our whips.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done a few.
Just a few?
Yeah, literally a few. So this one is the Tropical Holiday Gnome.
Looking so good.
This one was my Whip Go call last month. So I got a fair bit done on that, actually. I've done 463 stitches, and that's brought it to 28.09%.
Everything under the nose and
pretty much
to the side over here?
Yep. Mostly all of that, yeah.
Yeah.
At the start of the year, I had 63 stitches done on this one, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was just a tiny bit of pink somewhere up here. I can't even remember which part, but it was just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
So, it made a decent amount of progress on that.
It's coming along.
And it's quite an easy stitch. There is a fair bit of back stitch in it, which will come at the end.
Yeah.
But that's that one. So I'm just stitching that on a 14 count white Ada, and that is from Cute Broidery, or on Etsy, She's Favourite Gnome is the name of her shop.
Yeah.
So I started that one on our cruise last year. It was on the 1st of August, and that is 74 by 79 stitches, which in markup says there's 3,475 stitches in total. I am using the CXC threads that we bought at D-Stash Market probably a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been a while.
Yeah. And I did have to substitute. The CXC ones have the same colour numbers as DMC.
Yes.
But I didn't have all of them, so I did have to substitute some of them. So mine will look a little bit different to Ro's.
Yeah.
Ro has finished and fully finished hers. I'm a bit behind on that one.
Yeah.
I was really enjoying doing it.
And I must say, the gnomes, because I've done a few now, they do work up really quickly if you just stay on.
I was surprised how many stitches that was when I actually added it up, because I didn't think it was anywhere near that.
And this one is one of her smaller designs too. So
she's got heaps of other gnomes in her shop, so go and check them out. yeah, I think that's all I need to say about that one.
Beautiful.
And then because we have caught up with Jeanette a couple of times, I have been working on my Binging Faves Supernatural from Creatively Stitching on Etsy.
I see some new progress on this.
There's definitely new progress on this. So I think last time I had finished this and I'd started on this, which I believe is the Angel Blade. I've now moved over to work on the license plate there. Yeah. On the pattern, the Z is around the wrong way, so I had to flip it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
This one is on a 32 count linen from Paddock Lane Designs, which we believe was called Snow Gum. It was in a mystery pack that was put in the Lucky Door prize at the retreat. So there was a linen, an even weave and an Ada in that one.
Yeah.
And so I asked Lisa at our retreat last year if she could remember what it was actually called. Because they were just in the mystery pack, they didn't have the names on them.
Yeah.
So
it's a beautiful colour. I love that one.
And it's just perfect for this because it's just that moodiness.
And it's neutral and it's but it's got that interest with the different flecks. Yeah.
So I really like it for this project. Doing that symbol was a bit of a struggle. So I'm glad it's done because there's a lot of fractional stitches and, all different directions on that. So I started that one on the 25th of July last year. And tend to only work on that one when we catch up with Jeanette.
Almost a year old, 11 months kind of old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's one I work on when we catch up with Jeanette at our craft groups and stitching meetups and things. So I'm getting some progress done on that, which is really good and quite enjoying it.
Excellent.
And so I did, how much on that one? I did 213 stitches on it, bringing it to 18.55%.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I have one more whip to show.
One
more. And it is the 2025 Spruce Craft Co. temperature chart, which the three of us, Jeanette and I, decided to make it a stitchy chart. So we're tracking our stitches with that. So the different colours represent different brackets of numbers. So I'm doing mine in blocks of 50 because I don't get really high numbers of stitches done in any one day.
I think you might be a couple of days ahead of me now.
I've been working on it this week. So I've actually done...
I haven't.
I've actually done 1,871 stitches on it and 538 backstitch.
Wow.
So I finished off April and did the backstitch around March and April. Started some backstitch on May and started filling in the days of May. I had hoped to get May completely finished by today, but it didn't quite happen.
And you've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days left there?
Something like that.
Yeah, if my eyes are working properly.
I think it was about 5 days, yeah. So that one was started on the 23rd of December last year.
Yes.
And I'm doing mine on an 18 count Ecru Ada and using a brand of floss called Golden Star brand.
Yep.
And usually I pull that one out when I go to craft on Monday. Unfortunately, one of my kids was not 100% on Monday, so I didn't go, but I did get to sit and do some stitching at home.
Yep.
So
nice.
And because it's just the straight rows.
Yeah, it's nice and easy.
Yeah.
And when you're not feeling well, because I used this when I wasn't feeling well, it was nice and easy because you didn't have to concentrate so hard. It was just you get your colour, make sure you got the right colour, and then just one line back and forth. And then if that's the same colour for the next one, you take it down.
Yep, and I did have a couple of lines like that was just, back and forth. But,
lovely.
So I'm catching it up a little bit because I realised that if I'm only doing it for a couple of hours every Monday, and not even every Monday, because if I didn't go to craft, I wasn't doing it. I was not going to catch up, let alone keep up.
Yeah.
Because there's 7 days in a week.
That's right. Yeah.
And I was only getting 2 or 3 rows done.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, I need to put a bit more effort into this one, catch it back up again.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I'm trying to do.
Excellent.
So that is my whips.
Okay. My turn.
What have you been working on?
I'm so excited. Now my next one is Joyful World Sal, and we're gonna have to put pictures in because I've got it in the frame and I don't really want to take it out of the frame because it's placed perfectly
and fiddly.
Yeah. So the last time you saw this one, I think was maybe the beginning of May because I finished April's.
Yes.
section.
Yep.
And I hadn't started on May yet. So before we were supposed to film last week, I'd finished May. So we'll put the picture in here of what May looks like because you won't see it here.
Yeah.
And I'm really so excited with like the way I've changed the colours up and like it just looks so nice. I just love this project so much. And I was like doing the stem of the flowers and I was like, I've got a birdie. So the little like icons and things on it was like keeping me really interested in keeping on with this because, you know, I spend quite a lot of time on it. So for that one, I did 4 days in a row. I did 1,920 stitches, and that got me 100% of May.
Yay!
Then because we didn't film last week, I was like, I need to get on to June because my June is quite busy and I'm going away to a retreat at the end of the month, so I need to try and focus on my focus pieces to get them done. So here we go. I'm about to show you June. So I spent 2 more days on it and this part falls down all the time. Yeah, that's it at the top. It's just so big that it's hard to grab the bottom here.
It'll be very top heavy when you get
down
to the end of the
bottom. Yeah. Okay, so I did another 1,590 stitches on June. So in total, since you've last seen it, I've done 3,510 stitches.
I love the little bees. They're very cute.
Aren't they gorgeous? And they've got like little lazy daisy stitches as their wings up the top.
So cool.
And this one had a little bit of back stitch in the hive. And there was something else I wanted to say about that one. What was it?
I don't know.
My percentage, that's what it was. Okay, so for June, I'm now at 68.50%. So I haven't got really that much more to go because I've just got to fill in the rest of the bear here. Like this is probably a third of the bear. So he's got like another part of his body over here and then the head on top. And then we've just got the tree. And I think there might be oranges or something on the tree.
Oh, something hanging off there,
Yeah. So, yeah, I really liked that one. And I added a pop of bright blue because I was like, the blue that they had, I just, didn't like it.
Not for you. No.
Yeah, so I was like, bright blue it is.
Very nice.
And then I want to try and keep up with the border as well. So I still haven't done the border on the left-hand side. But I don't know when I'm going to get the border done because, busy stuff.
Yeah. Life gets in the way of the stitching.
It does. How dare it, right?
Rude.
Okay, so now this next one is Extraordinary Birds by Lola Crow. Oh, I should have said the Joyful World sale was by the Snowflower Diaries, and you can get that on the Facebook page, and it's in their file section. Okay, back to Extraordinary Birds by Lola Crow.
Yep.
Now, this one I'm doing on a 28-count paddock lane fabric, and I think it was called Blue Sky. Something
I think it's Blue Sky because she has a blue sky and a bright sky.
Bright sky, yeah.
But this doesn't look as bright, so I think this is a blue sky maybe.
Yeah.
If Lisa's watching, she can comment and tell us if we're wrong.
So this one here, I've not caught up. So basically, I've done the first release, which was the stalk and the Bird of Paradise flower. The second, that was the first release because the birds up here came with the frame.
Yes.
Then the second release was the booby, blue-footed booby, and the little.
Who was it that commented that on our video? Was that Lynette? That commented something about a blue-footed booby. I'm like, what is she talking about?
I missed that comment. Sorry.
I was like, I have no idea because I'm not doing this sell.
Yes.
And I was like, did she actually write what she meant to write, or did she mean something else? It wasn't until I saw somebody else with this that was a blue-footed booby. I'm like, okay, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, so that's the blue-footed booby. And you can see, like, if we're going close, you can see his blue feet.
I didn't know what
I haven't finished all the back stitching, though. And then he's got a little murder bird on top of him.
A murder bird.
I'm pretty sure that's what they call it.
It's probably got a technical name as well.
Yeah, probably.
It's like the Dracula one.
Yes.
There's a Pesquet's parrot, but also known as a Dracula parrot.
That's right. Okay, so then for the third release, it's called Cute But Deadly. And there's actually 6 birds that are... We're going to have to go in a bit so my arm doesn't get so sore.
Have you done them yet, or should we put this down?
No. I'm doing them at the moment, yeah. So we've got one red one here and one red one up here.
And what are they?
And the red ones are the red warbler.
Okay.
They're in the Mexican highlands.
Mm-hmm.
And they're one of the world's most poisonous birds.
Oh, wow.
The neurotoxic alkaloids in their feathers combined with the bright red coloration warns of their toxicity, making them undesirable to predators.
Cool.
Both females and males have colourful plumage. Females are slightly more orange. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's that one.
All right.
And then we've got another one, which I'm not sure I've done, is the blue-capped ifrit.
Mm-hmm.
They're poisonous in New Guinea. And then another one, Rufus. Oh, I'm going to butcher this.
Shrike thrush.
Thank you.
That's what it reads to me.
Yep, they're in New Guinea and Australia. So they're one of the ones that are over here. The source of the poison is unknown, but they have been tested and found to contain the same neurotoxic batrotoxins present in poison dart frogs.
Mm.
So I guess that maybe the poison dart frog could be one of their things they eat.
Ew.
Who knows? And then we've got a hooded patui. We didn't Google these ones to find out how to say it. Sorry. They're in New Guinea, and these birds are all poisonous. So
that's why they're cute but deadly.
Yes, that's right. They live through a diet of toxic beetles. So that's what they eat. And then there's a Manchurian pipe vine. And that is going to come in over here somewhere.
So that one's a plant, is it?
Yeah, that one's
rather
a plant.
Than a
yep.
bird.
And that's in East Asia. And then it's obviously deadly, poisonous. And then the pipe vine swallowtail is a butterfly that feeds on that vine, and they're deadly as well.
There you go.
And they're in East and North America. Like, I'm just reading off the
information that gets given, sent with it. Yeah.
So I do have a bit to catch up. So that's part 3. Feature 3. And then feature 4 was just released. And it was a cassowary. So that's an Australian bird that we have over here, a southern cassowary. So they're dangerous. They're in Indonesia, New Guinea, and northeastern Australia. They are a 5-foot-tall, flightless bird with a dangerous reputation. Dagger-like claws, a lethal strike.
Ew.
Yeah.
Don't get on the wrong side of it.
No. And the males are solely responsible for incubating bright green eggs.
Cool.
This is just so fascinating. Like, if you're not a...
It's like you're learning as you're stitching. Yeah. It's cool.
If you're not a person who wants to learn all this stuff, that's fine. But you don't have to read it. Really interesting.
Just stitch it.
Yeah. I found it really interesting to find out what we're actually stitching and why we're stitching it, you know.
Oh,
so cool. I need to catch up on that release too. So I'm a little bit behind, but
you'll get there.
I think we have like a week's break or 2 weeks break now until the next one comes out. So I should be able to get it finished.
Yeah.
Yep.
Catch up.
I spent 6 days. I did 3,046 stitches. Finished part 2 and part 3 is on 25.76%.
Cool. All right.
Okay, next whip.
More whips?
Yes. Is Country Cottage Needleworks Winter. Now, this one I started last year sometime. And yeah.
I can't remember when.
Yeah, I can't remember when. I'm sorry. And then I also bought this one and the other 3 from a D-stash just recently. So here we are now. So I worked on the words hot cocoa and all the white that you can see. So I'm colour completing with this one. And it just fits in this hoop. It's like,
so is that as big as it will be?
Yes, that's as big as it will be. Yeah. So I'm changing up like the colours of some of the wording here because I had some hand-dyed thread that I did especially for this project.
Nice.
So yeah, to be determined what that turns into, like, you know, with the colours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did a fair bit of white, and it was just easy to do that at night time.
Yeah.
And that's also one of my seasonal ones as well. I spent 2 days. I did 417 stitches, and I did 40. I'm at 49.64%.
Nearly halfway.
Yes, and I'll continue on with that one because one of my, you know, the June is halfway point.
Yes.
So I want to get at least halfway, but I'll go over halfway.
Yeah.
I won't stop at halfway.
Oh, it won't take you long to finish it.
No, that's right. Okay, now this one is another seasonal one, and this one is Autumn Quaker by Primrose Cottage. So that's where we are. Now I think what I worked on this time was this. I spent 2 days, I did 105 stitches, and I'm 11.24%. So yeah, I'll keep going with that one. And this one I can stitch in hand. We've been getting colder over the last week, I would guess.
Yes, it has gotten quite cold just recently. It's like we're in long sleeves today.
Yeah,
it's warm in the house, so you know, got pushed up. But
my puppy dog wants a lot of snuggles and cuddles with his mummy under the blankie.
Yeah,
so
he gets in the way.
Yeah, I can't pull my Lowry stand across and have a frame in it because it'll hit him.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. So that's why I stitch in hand. So.
And what thread are you using on that one?
This one
that's a variegated one, isn't it?
It is. It's a DMC
something.
Yeah, it's the orange. You know how they have the lobber numbers are the variegated DMC ones? It's the orangey coloured one.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember the number.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if the variegation was showing up in the camera or not, but I can definitely see it here.
Hopefully. Let's show it again. So, like from here to here, it's a bit lighter, and then that's a bit darker. That's a bit darker. It's better showing up here, I think. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, that's that one.
That's that one, and there's still more.
Yeah.
She's been a busy girl.
I have been a busy girl. And then the last one I did on the weekend, and that's Drinks on the Beach. Okay. This one is the Hayes sale for 2025, and I used it for the focus event for Whip Warriors. I spent 4 days on it. I did 1,102 stitches, and I'm now at 50.30% for the first 2 sections that have been released.
Woohoo!
I would have got more done, but we had a big gardening weekend, and it was full on. So I only stitched at night time, and that's why I got. But I almost got the whole leaf done.
Woo!
So I was really excited about that. There's just another couple of colours that come in here. So, but yeah, I want to keep going with this one. I really like it. I just don't get enough time to stitch on it.
No, too many things to stitch.
Yeah, that's right. Too many things going on.
Life.
And I also used that one for my Whip Go for number 21 for June and number 5 for May, because they're both a Hayes sale.
Yeah. Okay then.
I'm done. That's me.
That's all her whips. Okay, for the moment, I have some finishes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any finishes this time around? No.
This time, no.
Mine are only small ones.
Yeah.
So, actually, this is the only finish. The others are FFOs.
Yeah.
So this was my King Charles Cavalier project.
It's so adorable.
And that is by Maria Brovko of Cute Patterns by Maria. And I did this one on an 18 count that had been tea-dyed, and I picked it up from a D-stash. And I did actually soak some of it out because it wasn't done very well. But you can see there's sort of like, it kind of looks like muddy patches, which I thought actually worked well with being the dogs on there.
The dogs, yep.
And I do have a small frame to put that one in. I just haven't got around to doing that just yet.
To me, it's almost like they've been playing outside, and then you're like, right, line up, you've got to have a photo.
Yeah, something like that. And they've dirtied the carpet as they've come in.
That's right.
So since I showed this last time, I have done 1,137 stitches to get it finished, because I had the first dog done and I'd started on the second one, and then I finished it.
Did you find the last 2 dogs kind of went quicker than the first 2? Or?
A little bit. There wasn't quite as much shading because they're a more solid colour.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was good. I really enjoyed doing that. So that is my Cavaliers. So I started that one on the 18th of May and finished it on the 30th of May.
Oh wow, that was quite quick.
Yeah, it was a total of 1,876 stitches. 37 by 67 is how the pattern was, because the pattern came 2 and 2, whereas I did them in the row of 4, so that I could put them in this little frame that I have.
Yeah, nice.
So that was that one. So that's my finish. And then I have some fully finishes. This one is my Sappho, my start and fully finished object. Sappho. It is called Daily Fuel. And this is from Paddock Lane Designs. It was her May ornament of the month in the Patreon.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was the May one.
We both got it.
Yeah. So I stitched that one on an 18 count Ada that I tea-dyed myself, that one. And am I crooked?
No, you're just
you got it. I'm a bit shaky reaching out like that.
Yeah.
So that one only took me like a couple of days, because it's only 28 by 40 stitches, total of 381. So I started on the 30th of May and finished it on the 31st of May.
And then on the back, she just put some coffee material.
I did. I had some coffee fabric with some coffee beans and a grinder.
Yeah.
And so I fully finished it on the 4th of June. And just in the little hoop that I thought was perfect, that oval shape. And the thread I used was from the Gentle Art, and it's called Espresso Bean. And it does have variegation in it. It's very, very subtle. But some of the bits are a slightly lighter brown than some of the others. So, you sort of got to get it on the right angle to really see it.
I think in person you can see it.
Yeah, it's a bit more easy to see in person with the right lighting and everything. Yeah. Because I actually took that to Coco X Stitch last week, I think it was, that I went down there and did... And I prepped some finishes at home, and then I took them down and I did the finishing while I was sitting there having a chat with whoever was there. So that was that one. A couple of other FFOs that I did while I was there were things that I finished a little while ago. So this one is Maple the Reindeer.
So cute.
This is a pattern from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I used the called for DMC and the called for fabric. This came in the advent calendar that I got, the 2023 calendar. So it's a pale blue iridescent Ada, 14 count, and it's 897 stitches on that one. I just finished it off in the hoop, and and then I just put some Christmas fabric on the back.
Look at it.
That I had in my stash. So I thought the blue in that kind of went with blue. And then, the other colours on the tree and everything sort of worked in with those colours. Not that you ever really see the back once it's on the wall. I will put a ribbon or something so I can hang it up.
Nice.
But that one I did in February this year. This is my other fully finish, which is Winter Wreath, also from Caterpillar Cross Stitch from the 2023 Advent Calendar. So I did this one in December last year, but I've just fully finished it last week.
We can hang that up now.
It was in the pile. Yes, because it is winter here now.
That's right.
So that one had 1,839 stitches in it, stitched on 14 count moss green Ada from the Advent Calendar, and used the called for DMC. And I just, did a hoop finish, and that was a little scrap of Christmas fabric I had that actually had like wreaths in it. So I thought that worked well, and it was green, and the fabric's, it's a light green, but
awesome.
So those are the FFOs that I've done.
Well done.
I've still got some other little ones planned to finish, but I just haven't quite got there yet.
I do too. I just need to get around to it.
I have a pile.
This long.
I have a pile that need to be done, but some of them are going to take a bit more effort than others. So I'm sort of trying to do the easier ones that I can knock over.
And get them out the way.
And then when I have a bigger block of time, I can try and get some of the bigger things done that need a bit more planning and effort and all of that. So
excellent.
Yay! I was quite happy to get them done though. So the Daily Fuel one will go up on the board and it can just stay there all year round.
Yep.
And I thought I did well with that. I used espresso bean thread on a tea dyed fabric. So whichever one is your Daily Fuel, it's covered.
Tea or coffee.
Yep. You're good.
Well done.
Yay!
Inclusive of everybody.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so I had a little bit of secret stitching I had to do.
Yep. Can't show it.
Can't show it, so sorry about that.
Because?
But you will see it in the future. There's 3 different projects, so there's different reasons for each project, and I won't go into them now because it'll just bore you. You'll find out very soon.
Okay.
Now, on those 3 projects, I did 764 stitches.
Okay.
So I just wanted to mention that because it is coming up within the next month.
It does add to your numbers, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it adds up.
All right.
Alrighty. So now we have plans.
We do have plans. So obviously the Whip Go numbers were called for June. We haven't filmed since they came out.
Yeah.
The numbers were 21 and 23.
Yes.
Now, I can't remember which one was which for me, but one of them was the Fox and Rabbit 2024 Mystery Cell. So that was why that got started, because it conveniently came up in Whip Go, but also because Jeanette wanted to start hers, and we were all planning to start them together.
Yes.
So it just worked out perfectly that it came up for Whip Go.
It did.
So technically I've done that, but I would like to get some more done on it.
Of course. Yeah.
And my other number was Halloween stitching. And given that this Friday is not only the 13th of June, so Friday the 13th, yes.
Yeah, it is too.
Spooky. So I've decided that this Friday and over the weekend I'm going to do some spooky stitching.
Ooh,
so I'm going to pull out my Halloween Quaker because Denise also needs to work on hers, and we do have a stitchy catch up this weekend. So we were both going to take ours. Okay,
so I haven't started mine yet.
No, but you do have the pattern.
I do
so
have
you
the
can
pattern.
start it anytime.
I have been speaking to Denise about a certain piece of fabric. I'm just not
convinced.
Quite. I don't know. I'm like 99% there.
Well, Denise and I both think that it is perfect.
Yeah,
and that it will fit and all the things. So
maybe. I mean, I have other Halloween patterns that I really want to get back to as well. Yeah, and I've been wanting to do earlier this year.
And I have new ones. And
so
I can stitch Halloween all year.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Not only Halloween, but always time for Halloween.
So I do have a couple of other Halloween patterns that I would like to get further on. So maybe I could just do them instead
for this time round, this weekend.
Time round,
yeah, maybe.
Because I was thinking about doing Extraordinary Bird stitching this weekend. Yeah. So I can try and catch up.
Well, you can. But
they're not
maybe you could even
spooky though,
could even just do spooky stitching on the Friday, given that that's Friday the 13th. You don't have to do it for the whole weekend.
Yeah,
maybe.
But you know me, like when I get into something, I'm like, whoa, I'm just going to keep going. And
it's not going to be just one day. No, it's always got to be more.
And then like 2 or 3 days later, I'm like, okay, now I'm ready for a change.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It'll be a surprise.
Yeah. And not only is this Friday the 13th spooky day, it is also my birthday. And Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs, it's her birthday too. We just found out the other day that we have our birthday on the same day.
Happy birthday.
So there you go. So that'll be
I can't wait to give her stuff that I bought for her, because it's like I think we both get excited about each other's birthday.
I think we do, yeah. So
and we don't try to outdo each other. We just try to get what we think the other person is going to love.
Yes.
So it's
it's definitely that. I'll be like walking around the shops and I'll see something. Oh, Ro will love that. I'll put that away for her birthday, or I'll put it away for Christmas, or whatever. I've already put something away for Christmas.
Like I told her,
because she's already had her birthday.
Yeah. Good. I told her a few weeks ago, now don't go buying any digital products.
No, I got told.
Yeah, because you have to run it past me first if you want to buy it.
I have another one to add to the list, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
You're probably already done with it, but anyway.
Yeah, I've got them all.
That's okay.
It's all sorted, but you can put it on the list because that can go towards Christmas if you can wait that long.
Oh, I don't know. Well, it's another Halloween. I know you're shocked, right?
Like you don't have enough Halloween?
Apparently not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Never enough.
So
the board's going to be full of Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
In October, as long as I can get some fully finished.
Well, yeah, we might be like this in the corner.
I've got to get them fully finished.
Yeah, true.
We'll see.
So what I was getting at was, like, we just buy what we think the other person loves, and we know each other well enough, I think, now that we know what each other likes.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I'm wearing the elephant earrings that she made me for my birthday.
Yay.
I was like, what am I going to wear this morning? And I was like, oh, my elephant earrings. Okay. All right. Back to stitchy stuff.
Plans, and it is just all going to be like working on all the things.
Yeah.
As well. And
but
that's the immediate plans.
For it go, my 21-23 was Hate Sale and Sale. So I can tick the Hate Sale off because I've
technically you can tick them both off.
And I can tick off the sale because of the Joyful World sale.
Well, the Hate Sale covers them both too. But
it does.
If you wanted a different sale.
Differently,
yes. So you have done your Joyful World and that was a sale. So.
Yes. But for my plans, I'm going away at the end of the month on a retreat, Stitching the Mountains, where I see Lisa.
Yay!
And so I want to try and get my focus pieces up to date before I go away. So that includes the rest of the Joyful World sale for June.
The June one, yeah.
I need to get back to 324 because I've just seen a lady who's been newly introduced to me, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Beck is her nickname. She's just finished 324.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing. And I'm like, I need to get mine caught up.
Yes. Yeah, you do.
So there's that one. And
so many things to do.
What was my other? Yeah, I know, right? What was my other focus project?
Your birds?
The stitchy chart.
Oh, yes.
So I want to get that one caught up.
Yeah, so I still want to catch that up too.
I'll probably be doing a Halloween piece. Extraordinary Birds.
Yep. This is all just this weekend, by the way.
Right? Something's going to have to give. And then, no sleep for next week. I'll come and I'll be like, have a coffee drip. And then, my focus pieces before I go away, because when I do go away, I don't want to be working on my focus pieces because they're quite big pieces. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Lug them with you interstate.
I want to take away with me my penguin Christmas stocking because I need to get that finished. And I'm thinking now that 3 stockings this year was a bit
ambitious.
I did it last year. And I was like, I'll get it done.
You kind of stressed yourself out doing it. Although you did start earlier this year, but then you've stopped.
I've got more focus pieces and stuff, yeah. So I didn't have as many focus pieces last year as what I do this year. And so I could get them done. But you never know. I could get 3 done if I just
if you put your mind to it and focused on them.
And didn't have so much variety.
Yeah. Well, technically your penguin stocking one is a sale, isn't it?
Well, I was going to start it with Adelaide from Adelaide Stitches, and she's now readjusting her plans of when she's going to start hers.
Oh, okay.
Because she's trying to do a minor whip down. She needs to get some more finishes done before she can start hers.
Okay.
So, yes.
Yeah. Well, still technically a sale.
Yeah. Why not? It's a Christmas stocking.
Yeah. I'm sure other people,
somebody else,
plenty of people working on Christmas stockings for sure. All right. Any other plans?
Not at this stage. I think that's quite full.
That's enough for now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will move into haul.
I hope you have a cuppa or a drink.
Ro has a bit. I have a bit. Not as much as her, but.
when don't I have haul? Huh?
Yeah, well, this is true.
Flosstube if I didn't have haul.
This is very true. So we'd love you to hang around, but if you are not interested in haul, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
It's all stitchy related, so
it is.
Yeah,
and then we do talk about other things after we've done haul. So
yes, we do.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to you. Hopefully you stay.
Yeah.
All right. So Ro's going to start because she's got more shops than I've been to.
Yep, I was in at Spotlight, not for my own benefit. I was picking something up for somebody. Can't remember now. A little while ago.
But while you were there?
Yeah, while I was there, I saw this. And it is Yoda from the Star Wars. So that's by Dimensions.
Oh, another dimensions
I
kit.
know.
Ooh.
So it's a full kit with the Ada and the threads and everything in the back there. So yeah, I already know who it's going to. They already know I have it.
I could hazard a guess.
Yeah,
it's not me.
And no, and they said, yeah, okay. When you get it done, you get it done. So there's no pressure. Just like what I love.
Good.
Okay. And then I went to Kmart.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get some organising things for home, and then I had a look at their craft section.
As you do.
And they had these on clearance.
They did. I got some of them a little while back too.
So they're jewellery making beads. And I just thought the black beads I could use for like finishing and stuff, you know, like especially for Halloween and that sort of stuff. Yeah,
use them for anything.
Yeah. So I got the beads. And then I found some little charms. And I thought I could make myself little zipper pulls.
Yeah. Nice.
In my bags. And I was thinking about, you know, your tiny finishes, right? And I thought, I don't know if I want to make 1,000 pillows.
Well, little hoop finishes.
Yeah, little hoop finishes. Yeah.
I do that.
And like I've been watching Laura from Stitching by the Shore for quite a while, and she is really good at scrapbooking her finishes, and she shows you how to do it. She's got like tutorials and stuff on it.
Cool.
So I bought this one because it was, I don't think it was on clearance, but it was like on special or something.
Yeah.
Reduced or something. And so I bought this little scrapbook album. So it's not huge. It's only 8" by 8", roughly 20 centimetres square. And I just thought I might be able to fit a couple of small ones in there.
Yeah.
So that's why I got that.
Cool.
And then,
but wait, there's
around
more.
the corner, I saw this wood square panel. So it's just solid wood on that side. But on this side, it is like it's got see how my finger can go in?
Yeah.
So I could finish something inset in there.
Yeah, sure.
And then hang it on the wall or just lean it up against the wall like on a shelf or something.
Get a stand for it or something. Yeah, nice.
So I thought I'll just get one of those just to see
how it goes. Yep.
Yeah. Because, you know, it's a specific size.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to sort of work out what you can put in there.
Yeah. Very good.
So that was Kmart.
Okay.
Alrighty.
We've both been to Coco since we filmed last. I just got a couple of little things. I got another pack of the ball tip needles that we love in a different size. Nice. And I got, this is Fast and Tacky Glue. Now this has 2 different size things. So that's your like nozzle that you can, you know, do a fine line with. Yeah. And then this one on this end is...
Oh, it's like a dabber kind of...
You can... like, sort of drag it around. Yeah. I haven't actually used it yet, but I do have some finishes planned that this will come in very handy for.
You'll have to let us know how you go with it.
Yes. So Denise has used it and tried it out and, it worked well for what the finishes she did.
Excellent.
So I intend to use that for mine, and I thought with the 2 different ends on it, and it was not expensive either.
Awesome.
So, yes, I will try it out when I get the finishes done that I want to do, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Excellent. Now, I went to Coco as well, and I got a couple of threads. Kylie's going to say a couple.
A couple?
As she does.
A couple more than a couple.
All right. So
I don't think she knows what that word means.
One Classic Colorworks Belsoir, and it's called Decorative. So it is a variegated... There we go. You might be able to see the variegation.
Purpley, maroony kind of.
Yeah. So that's that one.
It's obviously red grapes.
Yeah. And then there's a couple of Weeks dye works.
A couple.
Let's see if we can get the greenish ones first, shall we? The green range. There we go.
So there's not a couple at all.
Yeah, there's the greeny range.
That one's kind of blending in with the side of the board there.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
So those are that.
So they are, I'll just quickly go through them.
The names?
Malachite, Envy, and this is from left to right. Granny Smith, and then Paris Green, Absinthe, and Sea Glass. And then there's a couple of purples. One more there. And then we got a pinky purple on the end here.
See, I told you it wasn't a couple.
So that's those ones. And again, left to right, it is Jealousy.
That's the really variegated one. Yeah. That's cool.
Concord, Ultraviolet, and Amethyst. Then there's a blue. Oh, yeah, we got a couple more greeny ones and bluey ones. Yeah.
Might as well. Let's put that on there too.
And then a yellow for good measure.
Gotta have a range.
We do, right? Look at us doing this for you, right? Okay. There we go.
And that's the rest of them.
Yes.
So when she says a couple, big fat lie.
Now these are all Weeks Dye Works. Again, left to right is Santa Cruz, Blue Topaz, Turquoise, Chartreuse, and Lemon Chiffon.
Very nice.
So if you're interested in any of those colours, that's what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Now, while I was there at Coco, there was a few ladies there, and I was like, I want to get some fabric. And they're like, what for? What project? I'm like, it doesn't matter. And I have parts where I get attracted to different colours.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a name for that, like where...
Scroll.
No, but I mean, like, you know, I have my favourite colour of purple, right? So that'll never change. But I get drawn to certain colours at certain times. So while I was there, I was drawn to orange. And this is what I got. Oh, maybe we should go this way. That's it. All right. Now, this is a piece, a Colour Cascade, 28 count Cashel Autumn Carnival.
So that's a linen.
Yes. And now this one is the same piece, but this one is the opal version. So the one that Kylie's got is a non-opal version, and the one I've got is the opal version.
So same colour name.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the shine at all. Hopefully
I think it's showing up.
Yeah. So they were like, which one do you want?
She's like, one?
It's kind of like, which one should I get? And then they're like, which one are you getting? I'm like, I'm getting both.
Yep. Of course.
I'll deal with it later. Now, this one, I've lost the
tag's gone.
Is this the tag?
It's probably come off there.
Yes, this is the tag. All right. So this one is from Coco again. It's a Paddock Lane Designs fabric, which I love. And this one is called Romance. It's a 28 count even weave.
One of the smalls.
That pink,
so that is as big as it is.
I'm not sure it's showing true to colour in the camera, but it's absolutely gorgeous pink.
Go and look at the camera. Maybe there it'll come up better. Sometimes things come up better if it's not trying to focus on your face.
And then sometimes, like when we say that, and then when we watch it back in editing, it comes out fine.
Yeah.
So it's like
we just don't know.
You can't tell.
Doing it all on the fly.
Another pinky piece. This is more like a dusty rose kind of pink. It's a Colour Cascades one, and it's called Cup of Coffee. It's a 28 count Lugana.
Yeah.
See, it's looking very neutral in the camera.
You got to get the right light on it and stuff.
Yeah. And sometimes if you fold it, see there, when you fold it and you have the shadow there, sometimes that's pretty true. Like, see where I'm holding it?
Yeah. It is definitely a more pale pinkish.
Yeah.
With brown undertone, I guess.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's why it's cuff a copy.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe I could do my daily fuel on that one. You know,
could,
from the one that you just fully finished.
There's another piece that's an opal one that's sitting at Coco last week, and I was like, oh, do I want it or don't I? It's really nice. I didn't get it though.
My vote is go for it. Otherwise, you'll regret.
Probably got pinks. No, I've put another one on hold though.
All right, now this is another piece, a Colour Cascade fabric.
Big one.
Big one. It's a big blue one. Okay, it's 32 count Lagana, and it's called Shimmering Pool. And it does actually, oh, there we go. That's good. That's a really good, colouring there. Okay. It's true to colour.
All right.
But it really does look like a pool. Like the top,
the
like
surface,
the top of a pool. Yeah. So, yeah. And then the last piece of fabric from there. Yeah.
It's too big. I don't have enough room here.
The last one is just a smallie, And this is, again, another colour Cascades. And it's 28 count Lagana again. And it's called Periwinkle.
Very definitely periwinkle blue, isn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm putting on them yet. If you have any suggestions of patterns you've seen or patterns that are yet to come, because I got some digital patterns, let me know what to put on it.
She's too easily enabled.
I am.
Don't do it.
Well, I mean, it could be something I already have. And they're like, you know, I think this would look great on that. I'm like, ooh. Just like Denise did with the Helen Quaker. Yeah, you know. Okay, so then I got a couple of patterns, and these ones I had put aside a little while ago, I think it was, because I wanted to get them. This one's called Oh Christmas Tree, and it's by Love Poppet.
The designs are cute.
Look how gorgeous that is, that Christmas tree. It's gorgeous. So that's that one. And then this is Kylie's fault, this one.
No.
This is, again,
I was enabled for this one, and then I just passed it on.
Yeah. This one is, again, by Love Poppet, and it's called Night Riders, and Kylie got the digital
I got the digital
version.
Yeah.
And I looked at the digital version, but then I saw this in the paper pattern, and I was like, oh.
It was there at Coco, so she
was meant to be.
I'm just going to grab it while I'm here.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
So that's that one.
I haven't started that yet either.
And then from Calico Confectionery, we have Easter Egg Time, and it is a pillow. It's time for Easter. And then we have, again, from Calico Confectionery, who I'd never heard of before.
No, but they got some cute patterns.
Got some cute patterns, yeah. This one's Hello Spring. So that's quite cute, sweet little bird. Oh my gosh, words
Sweet
today.
You just combine it. Sweet.
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 Something like that.
Okay.
Then this one
Make
is...
up words.
Yeah. This one is from Frog Cottage Designs, which is another Australian designer. And this one's called Seasons Joy. Now, it's the 4 seasons, and the reason why I got it was because it doesn't have Christmas winter.
In winter.
It has winter with the snowman, which is fine. And then this would be summer. And then you've got spring. And then autumn. So I like to support the Aussies.
Yes, I did look at that one too. Maybe one day.
Now, this one is from, I don't think I had any other. Yeah, no, they're all in order.
Yeah.
This one is from Flossabilities, and this one is called Beach.
They have some nice designs too, Flossabilities,
Yeah,
who I'd also not heard of until I saw them at Coco.
So enjoy an ice cream, soak up the sun, go sailing, build sandcastles. I'm reading back to front. I'm doing pretty good. Go for a swim, collect seashells, spot the sea life, and then down the bottom it says relax. Yeah.
It's very cute.
Okay. And then Erin Elizabeth, which I do like Erin Elizabeth's patterns because I was originally introduced to her through Shannon Christine, which is one of my favourites.
Yeah.
So when her designs started coming out, I was like, oh, I like it. Yeah. And I like this one because, you know, you don't have to be the same as everybody else. You just be you. You just do you, and people who love you for you, you know. So that's what this one says to me. So it's quack, quack, honk. So I just thought that was just so cute, and, you know, like... And
I believe Erin from the Hathaway Stitches is doing or has done that one. I can't remember whether she's actually finished it yet or not.
I thought it looked familiar from a Flosstube. I just couldn't remember which one it was because, you know, I watched quite a few.
I watch less, so it's easier to remember who's doing what sometimes.
And sometimes. This one I really want to do this summer. So this is one on my to-do list.
I mean, summer's a little way away.
Some have higher priorities than others, right? So this one is a high priority. So this is called Summer, and this again is by Erin Elizabeth. And then I couldn't pass up her B tier.
Yeah, that's cute.
So that will end up going on my B wall when we get around to it. I've got the wall picked out. I just need to put the stuff up,
the hooks and whatever,
like the boards and stuff. You know, Okay, the next one is Farm Fresh Strawberries. And I was like, yes, I love that. So that reminds me a lot of Shannon Christine design, that one. And then she has a little doggy tear.
Yeah, I saw that one there. Thought you would like that one.
Yeah, I love my doggies. And up the top it says woof in the bone. It's just that's so cute. And then last but not least, a strawberry biscogne. So she has some quite good designs coming out now. She also has a Flosstube as well. So.
Oh, has she?
Yeah, Erin Elizabeth, yeah.
Cool.
So that's those ones from Coco.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where do we go next?
Well, while we're near Coco, we go to the nest.
That's right.
So I
was unwell, so Kylie went a second time and shopped for me.
I had to go twice last week. Had to, right? So I got some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They had some of the finishing hoops.
Mm-hmm.
They were all $1 each. And some of them were these sparkly ones.
So see how tiny they are?
They are very small.
Like, they're cute.
They'll do for some smalls, absolutely. And these could even be Christmas ones with the sparkle to them.
You know what I just thought when you're holding them up? They look like traffic lights.
Yeah, a little bit. So I got those, and I was having a look in the curtain rings and stuff section because I want the curtain rings for my floss hangers that are in my file drawer. They didn't have any of those, but they had the curtain rod ends, and I think they're only like 50 cents or something, or maybe $1. I've taken the price off it, and I thought they would be good for finishing off a wall hanging to put on the rods. So, and they were an interesting shape. Yeah,
they're called beehive. On the see, ivory beehive rod.
Well, then obviously I need to put on something with a bee, don't I? They had this little thread organizer box, and it's even got some cardboard bobbins in it.
I thought you were going to say threads, and I was like,
no threads in that one. They did have boxes of threads, but I just thought this would be a good one for kitting up a small project because I can throw that in a project bag.
Yeah,
have scissors and whatever in the long part and the threads that I need in the other bit. So I was like, yep, that'll be handy.
Yeah.
And they had some sticky back felt.
Oh, good.
So I went through and grabbed whatever I could see in sticky back felt. So there's a couple of pieces of black, and the red, and then some scraps of the navy. But that would do for a bookmark or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Or more royal blue rather than navy, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, that could back a bookmark or something.
Yeah.
That would work well. And I got a Cavalier cross stitch kit.
I seen this one advertised on Facebook, and I said to Kylie,
well, it's not actually one of the ones they advertised. It's a different one. Yeah, by the time I actually did get there, all those good ones had gone. But there was this one, so I'm like, well, I'll have to get that. And it is a full kit, so it's got the Ada and the floss and everything. So,
did you own a cavi that was?
I have had all 4 colours over the years.
But did you have one that looked like this with the markings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. My boy Dante looked very much like that.
I was going to say, maybe you could put his name down the bottom.
Yeah, but then I also had another one. His sister was Maya.
Oh, okay.
She was smaller and her ears weren't quite as long and all that. But that one looks more like Dante. I found an anchor thread, the black one, but it's not the normal stitching one. It is the slightly thicker stuff. But I do find I use that sort of thing for backing my hoops.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Either for pulling in the actual fabric of the stitching or even just for blanket stitching the backings on the fabric on the back. So that was there. I'm like, I'll throw that in. And I don't even know how to introduce this.
I'm just going to sit here and be quiet.
Well, I grabbed some DMC threads, so there's a handful of those. You know what DMC threads look like.
Random.
Turns out I didn't actually need any of those colours, but I had to move them out of the way to get to these. These did not come in this tub. I have put them in this tub, and it's pretty full, and that is all Cosmo floss. They had quite a lot of it in quite a few different colours. So I've got at least 2 of each that I could get. Some I have more because by the time I grabbed some for me and some for Ro, there was maybe 1 or 2 left hanging out, and I'm like,
it's like pick a colour, any colour.
I just
like a lucky dip and just go right in the middle. And what have we got?
Whatever that is.
574.
So I was grabbing the Cosmo, and some of the DMCs either fell off the hook or fell into my bag. I'm like, fine.
Meant to be.
Or they, there was like 1 in front of the Cosmos. I'm like, oh, well, rather than hang it back up again, I'll just throw it in the basket. And yeah, so there's at least 2 of each of the colours I could find. Some of them I ended up with 5 or 6 because, as I said, there was like, 1 or 2 more left hanging out, and I'm like, just throw it in.
So Kylie told me that she went and got some Cosmo from the nest.
This is why I had to go twice, because I was kind of in a hurry. So I just like grabbed 1 of each that I could see quickly for myself. And then, of course, I said to Ro, I got some Cosmo floss from the nest. And she's like, oh.
Did you get me some?
You didn't ring me and ask me if I wanted any. I'm like, I was in a hurry and you were sick and it was just,
Yeah.
So
bad timing.
That's why I had to go back again for the second time in the week. But then I found some of these other things the second time I went.
So those Cosmos are from first and second shop?
Yes.
Together?
Yes, that's right. Because the first time I just grabbed 1 of each, and it wasn't that many, I thought. But then when I went back and had a proper look, there was actually more on the lower.
Come in, or they had more out the back to refill
Well, I don't know whether they refilled it or whether it was just that I didn't see it, because there might have been less of them and they were hidden behind all the other threads, because they sort them by colour.
Yeah. Okay.
At the nest, so you've got all your pinks or your reds or your oranges, and I thought that's all there was. But then further down, when I went back and looked again, there were greys and greens and whatever else in there too. So
when she went back and she grabbed some for me,
I said, how many do you want? There's not that many. Oops.
I was like, how many are there? Like, I don't know how it's set up.
When I had the 1 of each of the colours from the first time, I took a photo, which I'll put in, and I thought that was it. So she was like, oh, yeah, grab me 2 of everything. And by the time I went back through and like really looked through the whole lot, there was a lot more than that. So that's two of everything I could get 2 of. Some of them there was only 1 of, and I think I might have thrown in a couple extra or something as well. So I think there's 4 of a grey. But, grey's a neutral colour. You'll use it. Yeah. So that's her stash, and this is my stash. And that's not even including the ones I got in the advent calendar.
You know how people throw up money and then they like.
I wanted to actually like dig through the box. And just I was going to take something for Instagram, like a mini video, but then the plastic box kept coming up, and it wasn't going to work.
Yeah. But, I was very happy with that, and
bargain price.
See how I can organise them somehow.
Yep. Mine will be staying in here for now until I figure that out too.
Yeah.
Because at least they're contained.
Yeah. And they're in your box.
They're in the box. But yeah, I haven't added the ones that I got in the advent calendar from Ali B Designs.
Okay,
yet either. So there was 3 or 4 of those, I think.
So you're going to add them in that
box? I'll put them in there.
I have box.
It'll be my Cosmo box until I get it sorted. And I think once I get my drawer sorted with the rings and floss drop, all my spare DMC in there, then I'll have some other drawers free that I could use for the Cosmo. Yeah.
Excellent.
So I have a plan.
All right.
I just got to put it into action.
Yeah,
that's all.
It's just going to take time to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was scrolling through Facebook
as you do
when I was unwell, because I was.
What else are you going to do, really?
I had a lot of head issues where I had something that I've been diagnosed with and vertigo together. So it wasn't great. So I wasn't able to fully focus on stitching. So I was scrolling, and that's dangerous, right? Because things pop up, and then you just have to go in and have a look. So it happened to only be 30 minutes before I got there. So a lot of the stuff was still available.
Yeah.
There was only 1 or 2 other ladies that were
going through the same thing
at the same time as me. Yeah.
So quick in the dead.
Yeah, that's right. So I got this one. It's a Shannon Christine's design Moon Princess, and it's a full kit.
It is too.
So,
beads and all.
Yep, beads.
Wow.
The
is
fabric
it or something?
Treasures. Yeah, there's
all the things.
Treasures. There's the metallic thread in the back. So like it's all in there.
Yeah.
See, there's the metallic thread. Then you've got the treasures and the beads.
The whole kit and caboodle.
Fabric, all the threads. So yeah, I snapped that one up. I loved it, and obviously being one of my favourites.
Mm-hmm.
Then I found some fabrics as I went along.
Yeah.
Sorry about the crinkling. I'm going to try and
it'll be a little bit glary too.
So Colour Cascades fabric. This one's called Garden of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 14 count Ada, just a plain one.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've never owned a piece of Fiberlicious that I can remember. So this was originally a Fabric of the Month club, but then they were
so obviously, it wasn't their favourite.
I don't know. Or maybe they just didn't have anything to put on it.
Yeah.
This one's called Woodland. It's an Ada, and it's just a plain Ada. So it's got a little bit. It's got a little bit of
as in
brown.
It's not opal.
Yeah, it's not.
It's got mottling though.
Yeah. So it's got a little bit of brown and like a little bit of lighter green and that. And then if we turn it around, there we go. So you can see that it's modelled. But by plain I meant like opal.
So 18 count that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then 14 count opal Ada.
Just white.
Yeah. You might see the shiny down here.
It's always hard to show opalescent fabrics, but.
And then this one feels like quite a stiff piece. I haven't taken it out yet, but it's a white 16 count piece of Ada. Then we have a 14 count sage green. Very similar to Kylie's winter wreath one.
Yeah, it probably is the same.
This one's a blue bag, but it's actually white Ada. So, then we've got more white Ada, 16 count.
Yeah.
It kind of looks off-white to me.
It does look more like the ecru, doesn't it? And the bags just...
It's a bit hard with it.
Yeah.
And then she had some pre-gridded stuff as well. So this is 18 count. And then on this side is a 16 count. And then this piece was 14 count, and it's kind of like
scrappy bit.
It's been like there's a little bit being cut off here, so she's given the dimensions of how big it was.
Some's been used and some hasn't. Yeah.
And somebody beat me to this one, and they wanted it to be white, I think they said. And because the lady selling it said no, it's not white, it's more like a really pale lemon.
Yeah.
And so that other lady said, no, you can go to next in line.
There you go.
It always pays to go next in line.
Yep.
Because even if you're 2 or 3 down next in line, because
you never know,
you
might
don't
get
know what that person who's said they want it, whether it's going to suit them or not. So then it'll just
or if they put their name down on others and then they get the other one and they go, oh, well, I don't need that one now. Or
or if their budget doesn't extend to getting them all, you know.
Because you never know whether you're going to get them all or not.
Yeah.
So
if
it's
you
always
ever go
worth
onto a D-Stash page and you like something, just put next in line and then, you can.
You never know.
Yeah. And this one's a 25 count pre-gridded.
Done well.
But I was working it out. This one is 29 inches by 24 inches. It's not big enough for Mystical Forest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you'll find something.
Yeah. I'm going to go and have a look through my stash at home of pre-gridded stuff.
Yeah.
And if I don't have anything, I'll just go to Sharon at Crafty Threads and I will...
And she'll fix you right up.
She will. She will indeed.
She's good like that.
Then I have bought some little decorative pins off my friend Kylie.
That'd be me.
So Kylie was making up some decorative pins.
As I do.
And we were talking about what we'd been doing during the day and how productive we were and, all the chats that we have.
Yep.
And she said, look what I made today. And she showed me this picture and I was like, okay, I'll have that one, and that one.
Yep. And when Jeanette saw them, she bought a couple as well. And then the rest of them are on the sale at Coco X Stitch.
So I picked those 3 and I was like, yep, I love them. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So they will go on, obviously, finished pieces when I finish them.
Yep.
On my bee wall.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Now
I went to the op shop.
You went to the op shop. Yeah. Your turn for a little bit. Actually, I've been talking for a bit.
I actually went to Officeworks on my way to Coco because I wanted to buy some card to do some finishing with. So I got a A3.
It's just around the corner.
Yeah. You basically go past Officeworks to get to Coco.
To get to Coco.
From our direction anyway. People who come from the other way, maybe not. But anyway, and so I got the card. So it's just A3 size white card. So I'm not going to hold that up and show that. But there was an op shop right near Officeworks. So I went and had a little look-see. And I found this kind of chocolate brown
that's a nice colour
ribbon,
brown, isn't it?
And it was 50 cents.
Wow.
So I got that.
Yeah.
And they had this is like crochet yarn and
crochet cotton,
crochet cotton, so I again use that for finishing my hoop finishes because it's stronger than just like regular floss.
I was just going to say any of these hoop finishes, that's what I use.
And I pretty much use them too.
Very strong cotton.
Yes. So I do use that. And it was $1 for the 2 of them.
Oh, that's good.
So I thought that was pretty good. And we've got this is in a packet that says chalkboard tags, but there is no chalkboard tags. So I don't know if there was or not, but it's or they've just used it.
I'd say they were the bits that came off the actual tag. Yeah,
they may have been, but so they're just like little bits of twine.
Funny looking tags.
So they may have had tags in it, or they may have just reused the packaging for that.
Yep.
And they had some frames, and these were all $1 each.
Oh, that's cute.
So, and they're like, this one's obviously new because it's still got the things on it. And these ones, matching set.
Oh,
nice. So I could do something matching in those, and they're still in the plastic, so they are definitely new. And then this one I thought was quite a different sort of frame. So,
wow, it's very like marble kind of.
So I thought I can put something in that.
Nice.
Interesting at $1 a frame. I thought that was not too bad, and I do quite a few smalls, as if you've been watching us, you will know. So any of these frames will work well for any of my little smalls that I do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. My next one is I signed up to the Silks for You Hank of the Month Club. And when you signed up, you had to commit to the rest of the year. And you got to choose which colour you wanted for the first hank. And then for the second month, they give you whatever they've created. And then
a surprise.
And then so I think it goes back and forth like that, but there's a couple of other extras and things, surprises in there. So I had said to them, could I please have the Easter limited edition one that they did? And we'll put a photo in so you know what I'm talking about. And I said, if you don't have any of this one left, can I please have, I think it was the May, I've got it written down here somewhere. April colour of the month, and it's a moody black charcoal and dark grey hank. Now it's in here, but I haven't taken it out, so I will put a picture up. And it's colour 216. So I guess that they would still have some more of that because I think that's gone into their regular colours.
Yep.
So I got that one that arrived and I was like, yay.
Nice.
So very, very happy. And then the fabric of the month that I've got is from Paddock Lane Designs. And I was chatting with Lisa and she was talking to me about it and she said, have you received your fabric of the month yet? And I said, no, not yet, but I'm sure it won't be far away because I watch it on Australia Post tracking. And she said to me, it's called Blueberry Frosting. And I was like, ooh,
interesting.
That sounds yummy, but it also sounds really,
a lot of them sound
really
tasty,
good.
don't they?
So if you don't want to see the colour, you can look away now.
If you haven't got yours.
Yeah, okay. You should have it, though, because I got mine towards, like, not long after we last filmed.
It's been a few weeks. So
yeah.
Hopefully you've got yours by now, but if you haven't.
So this is the June 25 Fabric of the Month. You ready? And I absolutely love it. And it's more of a sort of a solid coloured piece this time, which I like getting the different ones between the solids and also the mottling ones.
It's different things work for different projects.
Exactly. And like sometimes a project is busy. Okay, I've put it down now.
You can look back again if you'd stop looking.
Yeah. So sometimes a project is very busy and it needs just a more subtle background.
Yeah.
And I find the solid fabrics are better for that. Sometimes a pattern is not so busy and you can get away with having a fancy background, you know.
It just adds to it.
That's right. So I have some exciting news
From Paddy Clean Designs.
From Paddy Clean Designs. So Lisa's celebrating her birthday this month, which we mentioned. Just
same date as mine.
Yep.
Friday the 13th. Lucky us.
Now I'm going to read off my notes so I don't get anything wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. She's celebrating her birthday this month with lots of presents for the Patreon members, exclusive designs, fabrics, and specials. Also, starting in July, Fabric of the Month will be offered as 3 clubs. So it'll be neutrals, brights, and mottled. All counts from 14 to 40 count with opal in even weave and Ada. And it's available to stitches worldwide, and the Patreon cost includes the postage. So I want to show you last month's one.
So May.
Yeah. So this is the May Fabric of the Month Flower Farm, and this is the one that she did for her stitch along. So see how this one's really mottled?
It's nice though.
Yeah, it is super beautiful. It's gorgeous. And then the other one I just showed was more of a solid colour. So you can see how there's difference between the mottled ones and the more solid ones. This would probably fall under the mottled category.
I would definitely say so, yeah.
And then the one that I just showed for this month would be under brights. And then obviously there's neutrals and, you know, that includes all like your pastel colours and, you know, your more neutral colours that need that sort of base. Yeah. So go over to her Patreon. You can join up and get all the information there. We also have a little ornament to show you. So we will be putting that one up here.
Yep. So this is the June Patreon ornament pattern.
Yes. And Lisa comes out with a different ornament every month. So
just little ones.
Yeah. So Kylie just showed the Daily Fuel. That was last month.
That was for May. So
you can tell the kind of roughly the size of.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're quite small and easy to get done very quickly.
Yep.
And if you've got any more questions or anything like that, go and ask Lisa. Send her a message on Patreon or
through her website
or whatever, and she'll answer all your details. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and there's different levels in the Patreon.
There is.
You can just do a free one, but that doesn't get you heaps of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and all the details are over there of what each club includes.
Yes.
Like what each level
what you
includes.
get for each level and the price and all the things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes. So I'm so excited. I chose the brights, but then I was like, surprise me. I really like the brights. But I said to Lisa, I'm quite flexible with that. Like sometimes I like a neutral, sometimes I like a mottled.
It really depends what you're putting on them.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yep. So
exciting.
More to come next month when we show the fabric again. And I'll probably explain all that again next month anyway. So, yeah. So I'm so excited. And my Fabric of the Month from Crafty Lenny hasn't come in as yet.
Okay.
So I'll have to get in contact with her. It's probably next time. So that's all the physical all done.
Yep.
Now we got a little bit of digital.
She does, I don't.
So I got enabled by our friend Jeanette. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeanette. I'm on a buying ban because of my birthday.
Yes, she was.
I was told.
Yeah. I reckon I'd struggle with that. Yeah.
It's only a couple of days now.
Yeah, that's
all good.
It's almost at the end. It's
right.
like Christmas. You're almost leading up to Christmas.
Well, some of them have been on my list for a while already anyway, so I'm like, well, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so I went on to Etsy and I went on to the store My Lovely Embroidery. Yeah, very dangerous.
Etsy isn't dangerous, please.
I settled on 3. So I bought Floral Turtle. Just cute. And then I bought Valentine Girl. She's holding a heart balloon, and I just really liked it. I just thought it was really sweet.
It's sweet.
And then the third one was called Beautiful Mermaid.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Nice colours in there.
Yeah, isn't there? Yeah, that's what drew me to it, was the colours. Yeah. So that was from there. And then I was having a look at Daily Cross Stitch, the website, because a while ago I bought their they have like a bundle where you can buy the website. Yeah. And so then anything that comes out is yours.
Yeah.
And it's like a discounted price. So I just happened to get on there, and I think it was their freebie for the day, which would have been free for anyone who's not bought anything on the website, but you have to check it every day.
Yeah.
So their freebie for the day was a pink gnome. I was like, it's meant to be.
Yeah, very cute.
And then I got Primrose Cottage Stitching Quaker.
That's one on my list too.
Yeah. And Stitching Rules. So I was like, yeah. And they show you how you can make them up into all little pillows if you want. Like, you don't have to make it as like one long piece. So there's different ways of making it up. And then I don't remember how I got onto this, but I joined the Ko-fi account for Needle Lot Designs. And when you join up, you get a free monthly pattern. And this month's free monthly pattern was the hummingbird cross stitch.
Nice colours in that too.
Gorgeous colours. I love it. This is high on the list as well. I've got so many that are high on the list. Yeah. And then I ended up purchasing the Aurora Borealis. You know, Northern Lights. Yeah. It's on my bucket list. So until I can get there, I'll stitch it instead.
Stitch it. Cool.
And then last but not least, I got an email from Tiny Modernist, and this was one of their new releases called the Beehive Scissor Case, and it's got a little scissor fob freebie pattern design.
So cute.
It's so cute. And then when I went onto her website to buy that, I found this one, and it's called We Should Be Friends. So I was like, you and me. And then the last one was Forest Friends. Now, I saw Helen D do this one, and I loved it back when she was doing it. But when she was doing it, I think it was like a Patreon exclusive, or it was like a Needlework Marketplace or something. It was something exclusive that it wasn't released straight away. It was like, 12 months until they release it or something that, So I seen this one, and I was like, yep, definitely. And I thought that's really cute.
Very good.
So that is my digital haul.
Yay!
It wasn't as many as what
there usually is.
There usually is. Yeah.
All right. So we have got some RAK'S, Random Acts of Kindness, at one of our craft catch-ups. One of the lovely ladies that comes there was destashing some fabric, like sewing fabric. Quilting fabric, whatever.
Yep.
And so I grabbed a small amount just for finishing things. The fairy one. This one's my favourite.
Yeah.
It's a cabbie.
So this one's a panel, and it's got all other doggies
on it. It's got other dogs, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about the other dogs. I just like my cabbie.
Yeah. So
So Ro's going to make me something out of that.
I am.
Yeah. So I can have the cavy.
Yeah.
And the words, so it's got the name of the dogs underneath them, and they've all got a little description of them. So for the Cavalier, it's extremely patient, social, with a playful and loving nature. And that is definitely true.
Yeah.
So true.
There wasn't an English stuffy on there, was there? I think
you looked and there wasn't.
Yeah, I think I looked. So the other dogs, just quickly, are Siberian Husky, Border Collie, Pomeranian, Corgi, Red Long-Haired Dachshund, Chihuahua, a Shetland Sheepdog, a Schnauzer, Maltese, Weimaraner, Boston Terrier, Great Dane, French Bulldog, and English Springer Spaniel.
Yeah.
So, none of my dogs that I've owned are on there.
I did have a Shetland Sheepdog once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
They're quite cute.
Yeah. A lot of hair.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah.
But she was beautiful too.
Yeah.
Vocal, what does it say about them? Vocal, excitable, hardworking, and willing to please.
Yeah. When I was a kid,
little, she was just like a lapdog.
When I was a kid, my mum had a Chihuahua.
Yes, I had Chihuahuas when we were young.
I think she was more foxy Chihuahua, like mix, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to take that home and I'm going to make the
Cavy.
Yeah. Why did I say corgi? The Cavy one
because
in
I'm the
something
queen.
For you. Sorry,
because I'm the queen and she had corgis.
Of course. I'm going to get pushed off this chair in a minute, aren't I?
It's all about me this month. It's my birthday month, so no.
I'll let you have it because it's your birthday month.
It was all about me on my birthday month. It's my birthday week even.
I know. You know what? Funny story, right? The 1st of June, I said, good morning. She's like, good morning. It's my birthday month.
I said, happy 1st of my birthday month.
That's it. Yeah. I was barely awake. Like I've been awake for maybe 30 seconds.
I'd been awake for hours.
Yeah, because she gets up a lot earlier tan I do.
I don't have a choice. I have to have kids.
And I was like, what? Oh, yeah. It's hilarious.
Oh,
it really
God. Yeah, I know. Look, we make each other laugh if no one else.
That's right. That's right. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then I got some fabric as well from the same lady.
Yep. She brought in quite a lot, and I think everybody got something.
Yeah.
Everybody who wanted any anyway.
So I got, like, just in 2 bundles because it's too heavy to hold in one. So just some smaller pieces on top.
Ro basically got whatever was left.
Yeah, because I was late because of my car.
She got the dregs.
My car doesn't like the cold.
No, apparently.
Like me, I don't like the cold either. So
Queenslander born and bred.
That's right. So I just got some different ones in here, and I'll make up something with them, and I don't know. See how we go. Some of it's poplin, so it's not great for making bags as such because you need the more thicker, like quilting cotton.
Yeah,
you know. So, but for finishing, it's fine.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the ones I grabbed were just for finishing, other than the Cavy one that I want a little.
So I thought, like, I definitely grabbed that watermelon one and that watermelon one for that watermelon crawl pattern that I bought. Remember? And then you gave me that one because one of my other friends loves combis.
Yes, and I knew that, so I was like, well, I'll sneak that one for Ro, put that aside, and if she doesn't want it, it goes back in the pile and offered to anyone else. But
this one's a big panel. I'm not going to open it all up, but just give you an idea. It's foxes and winter animals. So yeah,
like a winter woodland sort of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much.
She knows who she is.
Okay.
All right. So that
Flosstubes
is now we're moving into Flosstubes that we've been watching.
Yep.
So I started watching at one of our last Stitchy meetups. We met a lovely lady named Lynette.
Yes.
And she has a Flosstube channel too, which is called Hexagon Stitches. And so I started watching hers. I haven't finished watching them all just yet. But I went to the beginning and watched them through. So
I mentioned her last time because I'd started watching her before we filmed last time.
Yeah.
So I haven't able to.
I haven't got through them all yet either. No, I haven't got through them all. But I quite often run into her now down at Coco on a Wednesday when I can get down there. So she's usually there when I get down there. So we have a little chat about Flosstube last week and what we've been doing. And
patterns as well.
She does design patterns, and they are available through Coco as well. Yep. And I know Jeanette bought one of Lynette's patterns last time she went.
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago, maybe, when we went down there together.
And she has the finished items on display as well.
She does. She does her fully finishes, and she has the model stitched there as a fully finished. And the one that Jeanette bought is called Black.
Yeah.
And I'm very tempted with this one too. The biscornu that Lynette made, it's so tiny. It is so cute.
It's like...
It's adorable. It's not quite that small, but it's small. But so cute. Very talented lady. Yeah. But she quite often will start a project and then go, I've had enough of that one. And she'll just turn the part that she's already finished into something. Yeah. And then ditches the rest of the pattern.
Yeah, because she edits the pattern to her. She gets the best out of the pattern what she likes.
Yes.
So, you got a whole pattern, and how sometimes with samplers and stuff, people don't like doing the alphabet, so to leave the alphabet.
Yeah.
Well, she'll only do maybe the vase of flowers and
or the house or whatever's in it.
And then she turns it into something.
Yeah. And she's got a lot of those on display at Coco.
Yeah, it's quite clever.
So yes, so hi Lynette. She has started watching us now too, which is very nice.
Oh, excellent.
And the Stitchy Duo had another video out, more like the Stitchy Solo now.
Oh.
Yeah, Brooke has decided that she's not going to continue with the Flosstube. She's taking a break from doing stitching because she's just got a lot of things going on in life.
Yeah.
And it's hard for the two of them to get time to catch up and actually do the filming, and Brooke's not doing a lot of stitching. So it was just Amy on her own, and I thought she did very well on her own.
I'll have to go and check that one out.
Yeah, so yes, Amy does quite a bit of stitching. She does crochet and stuff as well. So still worth a watch, even though she's now on her own. She did really well on her own.
Yep.
Caterpillar Cross Stitch, I've been watching some of their latest ones as well. The ones with Ford are good instructional ones.
Yes.
He shows you different ways to do things. And I think one of the recent ones...
I saw one of his yesterday, and it was about removing pencil from your Ada.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. I think it was the one before that or a couple before that. I'm trying to remember what it was now, but...
was it about stitching?
I think it was ways to make your stitching easier, or
something like
tips
that.
And tricks that he's learned. And I already knew quite a lot of those as well, and have adapted my stitching with those things.
Yep.
Some of it's from watching him, and some of it's just from other people as well.
The one I saw with the pencil removal was he has his own cleaning solution, I think he called it.
Yeah.
And so he was doing it like a scientific experiment kind of thing, using his way and then using an eraser and then using other ways that people have listed online, because when people realize that they can't get the pencil out, they usually post on Facebook or somewhere saying help,
get this out?
And a lot of people comment. So he was going through some of the more common ones and sort of showing you what can happen. So that was a really good one. But don't ever mark your Ada with pencil, or any fabric, with pencil.
No, don't use pencils.
Yeah.
No, so a lot of good tips in his videos. Helen D, of course.
Yeah.
She had a video with some finishes that she'd done, some fully finishes, so that's always good to watch how she does those. And
I watched her as well, and I really like watching Helen D, and she had finished the watermelon crawl that I purchased.
Yeah, she bought a frame specifically for that one, and it looks
great. Amazing in that frame. It just suits it so perfectly. And she also finished The Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow, which I haven't even started, but I love seeing it online when it's, being worked on or when it's finished. So,
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Notorious Needle had a new one out as well. Always love catching up with those ladies. So Sarah does design as well. So I've got some patterns of hers that I need to get onto. I started one of the Halloween ones in October last year. The 3D haunted house, and I haven't even finished one panel of it yet, but I will.
Yeah. And her mum Bridget.
And yes, she films with her mum Bridget, and I agree with you, Bridget, 100%. Keep your scraps.
Yep. You never know when they're going to come in handy.
No. You never know. I often use my scraps for small things. So even the ones I cut off my Caterpillar cross stitch fully finishes that I've done, it's only like a bit of the corners around.
Yeah.
But I've kept them. because I can use them. They were big enough that I could use them for something. So I absolutely 100% agree with Bridget on that one.
I do too.
And Adelaide Stitches.
Yeah.
Adelaide did a mid-year whip parade, which I caught up on yesterday.
Yep. And it's a unique way of doing a whip parade, which I really enjoyed, seeing a different way of it being done.
Yes. Yeah, it was good.
You know,
so yeah, she's sorted them into sort of different categories and sizes and, you know, priorities and, you know.
And then by how many stitches were left to do.
Yep.
So
and and she's prioritised ones she wants to get done this year or that she needs to get, you know, X amount of stitches into this year and things like that. So that was really good to watch too. So.
Yes, I had to watch that one over 3 days for the sittings.
It was a long one. She doesn't normally have such long videos. It was probably her longest ever, I think.
Normally, I would watch that in one sitting. However, because I was so busy with the gardening and all the other things that life was throwing at me, I only had small amounts of time here and there. So I haven't really watched as much Flosstube as what I would have done before I moved house. So since I've moved house, I've noticed that it's completely changed. Like, you know, we're doing everything. So
well,
but
I watched that one in a number of sittings too because I get interrupted by children.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed that one, and I was like, oh, I remember that project. And I'm going to see her at the end of the month. So that's awesome. Yeah, thank you, and thanks for the shout out too. That was awesome. Thank you. We really appreciate that.
We do, absolutely.
But the other ones that we've mentioned. Have you got any more?
That's
it for
most of the ones I've been watching, I think.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add a couple more onto the end of that. I watched Peggy from Peggy Still Stitching with her fabric organisation.
I did see that one too, but that was a little while ago, and that's why I didn't have that.
I need inspiration, I guess you would call it, on how to organise my fabrics and things at home and threads and all the rest of it. Yeah. And so I was watching how she did hers, and I quite liked that she had like it by designer and then by colour, like in the the colour.
I think pretty much all of her fabrics are 18 count, so she didn't have to sort them by size.
Yeah.
Just by colours and designers. So,
but I think with mine, because I have so many different counts, I think what I want to do is organise it by count.
That's what I've done with mine, and then within that, a little bit of colour.
Yeah. So within that, then I can have like all paddock lane together, and then all.
A lot of mine, I don't know what they are because they've come from D-stashes or the nest or anything. So mine's more about the colours for me, the count and the colour.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about, not designer.
But I did take away bits of information from that one that I was like, ooh.
Caterpillar Cross Stitch have also done a good organisational fabric organisation video a while back.
I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, that was the one that inspired me to do the way I'm doing mine.
Okay.
Which is still in progress.
Not long after we last filmed, I watched Untwist Your Stitches Rose.
Hi, Rose. She watches us.
So it was very good to catch up with you because I'd been missing you. Where's Rose? Like, why isn't she on my TV? Like, where's her Flosstube? And then all of a sudden you popped up and I was like, there she is.
Here you are.
And the same again with Homemade on the Ridge with Maggie. So I was like missing you too, Maggie, and I was like, "Where's Maggie?"
I started watching Maggie's, but I haven't had the chance to go back and finish it yet.
Yeah,
but I will. I always love watching Maggie and all her finishes, and
of course
how she does things. She's awesome.
Yeah, and then like I mentioned before, Stitching by the Shore. It was Laura, and I quite like watching Laura because she's very calming. And she loves
because she lives by the shore.
She lives in Delaware. I'm not sure how. Well, no, she does go down to the beach sometimes and stitches. But she stitches a lot of beachy inspired or beach type
themed.
So I have to watch with great caution that I don't get too enabled.
Always the way.
But I do love watching Laura.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the idea for the scrapbooking of the small ones because she does great scrapbooking of her finishes.
Yes, Helen D did mention that type of finish as well because she'd been watching Laura.
Yeah, so, Laura's quite popular. And that's it. I've been quite busy, so I haven't had a lot of time to watch things. So. Yeah.
Okay. We do have a Buy Me a Coffee link down below if you would like to contribute to our channel financially. We do use anything that comes through that towards competitions and the postage of prizes.
Yep.
And that's all we use it for. We don't go shopping on it, but unless we're buying a prize.
No. Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, but most of the prizes, you know, like
some of it comes out of our own stash,
or it's given to us to give away as a prize, or whatever.
Things
so
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So if you've gotten this far, thank you so much for joining us. Please remember to like, subscribe, share the channel, leave us a comment, and
tell us what you were stitching on.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully you've had a bit of time to do some stitching, because this is a bit of a lengthy one. So yeah, if you want to just tell us what you've been working on while you've been watching us today, that's great too. Yep. We love reading any comments.
We do. We do.
Okay, so until next time,
stay crafty.